Namaste, beautiful people. So, would it be helpful and help your journey to understand where all this mum guilt and shame came from and how to understand it? Because our beautiful mothers, they're loving us as much as they can, but there's kind of in fact, there is a subconscious need to get rid of this guilt and shame that happens to be in our society. And, you can tell by my body language, it's not nice, it's yucky. But if we can get rid of this yucky stuff, that's the lowest vibration possible. We'll have a real impact on our relationships, our personal and spiritual development, and thrive. Because it's all in our society with the heavy metals in the air and the water and everything. So we need to get rid of this. So how does it relate to mums and childbirth and all that stuff? So let's go from this story that we're told about the stork. The stork comes in and delivers the baby. Okay, very nice and mystical and mythical. Maybe a bit of a fairy tale. But there's always symbolism in these things. And there are hidden meanings depending on the level of one's perception. So, the stork is the Egyptian symbol of purity. Yeah. Because the stork can put water up its own butt and keep it for a colon cleanse to get rid of toxins faster. So the stork delivers the baby and starts to grow and is, a beautiful, nurturing, mothering time. Hopefully the mum has realized these sorts of things and done some detox and has a good diet and lifestyle, because everything that's in her body is going to be passed on. Not just energetically, but biochemically, physically, bacterially, every level. So, and naturally, when a beautiful, beloved mother is got a source of pure new life in her, then she wants to take care and nurture that as much as possible, because it's an amazing part of her and a beautiful time. Yet, we found out through a lot of scientific research and different things that mums do not pass on heavy metals to their babies. Yeah. How wonderful and beautiful is that? That they've made a sacrifice in a way to hold and store and move those heavy metals around, usually to the feet and the head, because that's where all heavy toxins go to, having certain mental and emotional effects during pregnancy. Makes sense, right? So the baby can come out as clean and pure as possible and have the best benefits in their life. What about the mum? Well, mum's just got all of this new life and energy moving around, using all the resources possible in her body, diet and lifestyle choices, and from her mothers and generations in her lineage. And the baby is absorbing as much as possible, so that's naturally going to bring up stuff, emotional stuff, toxins, and the guilt and shame can come out. Not pretty, but it happens. So, the guilt and shame comes from heavy metals. Simple. Heavy emotions, heavy metals. The person goes deep within themselves to try to deal with it. They don't want to move. Sounds like depression, right? Postnatal depression, all down to heavy metals and biochemistry, and a lack of cleanliness in the lymphatic system. Fits, doesn't it? Totally. So these heavy metals, where are they stored? Well, they're stored everywhere, and they're incredibly conductive, and as a result, really zap one's energy flow biochemically and energetically on all levels. Organs and kidneys and reproductive system are where they're stored most, but they're also stored well deep within the bones. This is why a person goes deep within to try to get it out subconsciously from their subconscious bodily temple. Fitting in, isn't it? Oh, and all of these information came to me when I was doing heavy metal detoxes, because my mother, she died from leukemia, so a lot of toxins when I was like 18. Yeah, it's taken a bit of stuff to get that out, And you want to get to the cause in the subconscious mind, which is connected to the soul in the body. Let's get it out. So, some of the options, brilliant, really beneficial options are heavy metal detox. Kind of essential. You will, when they're starting to remove the effects on the brain and the mind and the biochemistry are quite astounding. And until you remove them, you won't really understand how detrimental effects they are. It's astounding. So, sweating. Really sweating properly, like a sauna or hot yoga or going for a run. Ideally, exercise is fantastic, but if you're in your sympathetic, your maternal nervous system, and sweating, then it'll allow a more depth into the bones and into the kidneys. So a near-infrared sauna is ideal. The placenta. Eating the placenta, whether it be raw or natural, or in capsule form. Every animal does this, because if you have an afterbirth which is so full of life and energy and nutrients and just ready to just get all those resources and grow and thrive, you don't want to leave that hanging around because predators will come and get it. And it also has a massive amount of nutrients and minerals for you to take in, essentially getting rid of even the possibility of postnatal depression. So feel free to look into that one. Lymphatic system cleanse. This is a big thing in the West. We haven't quite realized the importance of our lymphatic system. It has 3 times the amount of fluid than the blood. So, psychologically and emotionally, subconsciously, we're 3 times more capable of focusing on our negative stuff and our yucky stuff that is in our lymphatic system to clean the blood. So if we clean that out and we've got pure lymphatic system pumping, then our blood's cleaner, we're feeling amazing, we're feeling much, much better. So energetically, we've got rid of a lot of the low vibrational gunk, and we have more love. Yes, please! Massage on a regular basis. Easy one, that clears out lymphatic system nicely, allow you to feel good, clean out a lot of the heavy metals from the skin. Skin cleansing is also amazing, number of ways to do that. Gua sha and some magnesium cleansing or bentonite clay is phenomenal. And my favorite, the coffee enema. Totally stimulates the liver by 700% to get yucky stuff out. And I got ways to put up to 2000% for real heavy metal pumping out on a regular basis to drop the low stuff and keep your vibration high. It's tremendous. Anyway. Yin and yang. Also, what I've noticed is, like, especially in my path and for a lot of guys that I talk to, have you noticed that we've got lots of yang energy? A lot of get out and go and I want to move, and we're trying to encourage our mums to get out and move and sweat because we subconsciously know and feel that, hey mum, I want to help you. This is the best way I can do it. Let's move. Let's get those toxins out. Let's get that heavy metals and the heavy emotions out because we don't want to have to deal with them emotionally. That makes sense, doesn't it? How's that been for you and your mum? Yeah, I'm sure there's a few parallels you can draw in that one, huh? And of course, when you got yang energy in here, we're pushing things out. So naturally, there's going to be a bit more heavy metal flow going on. For the goddesses who are more yin, if beautiful mum has a yin baby inside her, she's going to draw in those heavy metals. And then when the baby comes out, wow, hang on, mum's subconscious mind in her body, it just had all of this beautiful loving yin energy that allows her to nurture and feel great taken away from her. And then she's got to deal with all the leftover heavy metals and heavy emotions with guilt and shame to deal with around her body. It's not going to feel good. Postnatal depression is likely, or a good, at least to some level, but also she's going to subconsciously want to project those heavy metals onto her beautiful baby and throughout the rest of her lifetime because she's just had that energy removed and she needs to get rid of this yucky heavy metals out, and recognizes that there's the same or very similar levels of heavy metals and bacteria connection, the beautiful connection between mum and daughter. But she has to project them out because that's what the body does. Fit in? I'm sure there's a few experiences there with mum and daughters that you can associate. And hopefully that creates a bit of understanding and some more acceptance of mums and how we operate and our psychology and everything. We don't want to do it. Our body has to get rid of it in order to feel more complete and to feel better, as we always want to learn and grow, and our homeostasis always is trying to get rid of the lowest yucky stuff. So when we choose to consciously get rid of our lowest yucky stuff, the effects on our emotions and then our relationships are quite significant. It makes such a difference, it's unbelievable. So if that's fantastic for you, please feel free to like and share. And also some solutions. How is about the idea of taking mum on a spa day? Maybe have a sauna to sweat, and a massage, maybe a lymphatic massage, or a coffee enema. Check in with that one, might not be as acceptable. But, it'd get rid of some guilt and shame from both mum and daughter, or mum and son. That's a beautiful concept. Feel free to float the idea, see what happens. Mum, let's have some bonding time. Let's feel good together to really get rid of some yucky stuff. And with some understanding of some things might come up as they come out. So, hopefully that's helped you and starts to fit in a few different connect the dots things, doesn't it? Nice one.